welcome to the Yeah Come On Show with Southside Steve.
Yeah, come on. And let me tell you what we're doing right now. Chloe has called back in. This is going to be a continuation of Today with Chloe. We could call it an after. Do we call it an afternoon? Well, today covers the whole day.
It'll be a bonus.
A bonus.
Bonus with Chloe.
We're going to call this a bonus with Chloe because in studio with us right now is our next guest, the lead singer of Synchronicity, the Police Tribute Live Band, and that would be Mr. Ken Carnes. Ken, welcome to the party.
Hey, it's great to be here.
And you're on with Chloe Melas, entertainment reporter for NBC and the Today Show. And Chloe, quickly, go ahead, tell us, we got to know if we're allowed to know what happened. What happened?
Hey guys, yeah, so it's Bring Your Kid to Work Day at NBC, and my kids were on the Saturday Night Live set, and I was getting phone calls to come and pick them up. So I was racing up to the famous SNL set. My kids don't even realize how insane it is that they are on that set. I think, fun fact, that it's the longest running television show set in the United States, maybe even in the world, but at least in the US. And it's so cool to be up in Studio 8H. But what we were talking about earlier was Michael. The highly anticipated Michael Jackson movie is out this weekend, and I got a chance to see it in advance. And it's so much Michael Jackson music. You are like tapping your foot the entire time. I kind of wanted to like dance in the aisles. But I got to say it's incredible because it's his nephew, Jafar, who actually plays him in the movie. And all of the dancing, all of the fancy footwork, it's all really Jafar, who spent hours perfecting his uncle's signature moves. But this movie has had a lot of controversy, you guys. I don't know if have you heard about some of this controversy that the film has had?
Well, I know that the children are upset. They wanted to be in the role of Jafar, but they said they just didn't look enough like Michael. That's a joke.
Well,
that's a bad joke.
No, I know. It's just
Yeah.
Steve, you're funny sometimes.
This might not be one of those times. Tell me about the controversy, because I'm not aware. I know Jeff says it covers 60s, 70s, and 80s, but it stops before a lot of the bad things, right?
That's what I read, yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah. So the film actually did film several scenes later in Michael Jackson's life, his court trial, the allegations against him, and up until the end of his life. But it turns out that the family, Michael Jackson's estate, had a settlement with one of the alleged victims. And because of that settlement, they are not supposed to be depicted name or likeness in anything. And for whatever reason, that wasn't known, or nobody realized that when they were filming the movie. So they had to spend millions of dollars to reshoot the film, reshoot a lot of the film. And so after about 2 hours, the movie kind of abruptly ends. It's great, but I don't want to ruin it for you, but it just kind of ends. And you're like, okay, is there going to be a second movie here? And so when I was in the screening, there were a lot of people that were booing and disappointed. So we'll see if they put a second movie out at some point. But one fun fact here, Janet Jackson's not in the movie at all. And I was reading that it's because she didn't want to be depicted in the film. So you don't even see her. So they have all the children, the Jackson 5. They have one of Michael Jackson's sisters in the movie. I'm blanking on her name.
LaToya?
But they don't have. They have LaToya, but Janet's not in there.
Reby.
Reby or Rebby's the other one, but LaToya did. Remember, she had that horrible song "Centipede."
No, that was Reby.
Oh, that was Reby. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, whatever. All right. That is weird that Janet didn't want to be in it. I mean, obviously, Janet most looks like Michael. I mean, they could have been twins. And I will tell you, even though I did suffer a 10-day suspension in terrestrial radio, corporate radio, over a Michael Jackson joke, I made a joke about my kids just, being dropped off at Never Tell Land. But I will tell you, for me personally, and you're going to like this, I do not believe Michael did anything. I don't think they should have settled unless there was just proof I'm not aware of. I really think Michael was kind of a child in his mind, enjoyed the pajamas. I think there was an immaturity or a moment in time that he likes and loves kids because of their innocence. I never thought he did anything. I think it was easy to point the finger, but I could be totally wrong, but I don't believe that he did until I see proof.
Yeah, I think that it's hard to say what really happened, but in the film, for those people that are diehard Michael Jackson fans who believe he's innocent and just want to know about his life and his career, this is the movie for you, because there's nothing controversial about this movie. What I will say is that they do depict the father as a monster. And you see the abuse and you see what Michael went through. I know that some of the siblings were producers on this project.
Right.
Obviously, I don't think Janet was, but it's a good movie. My friend who's obsessed with Michael Jackson, she went with me and she loved it. So that's all I need to know.
You know what? And I'm with you. If she loved it, it's somebody that's really into it. And now that you've told me that the siblings were on it, and they're so much older, people forget, Michael was the little guy in the Jackson 5. But they're not going to depict anything that didn't happen. So I'm glad that it's a happy movie. That's what I want to see as well, because the guy was so. Nobody's that talented. Prince might be the only one that even had a shot at it, but nobody in the world is that damn talented. I'm glad.
Sting is.
Well, you're saying that.
And speaking of, it was Prince's, I think, like the 10th anniversary of his death this week.
It was,
which is unbelievable, and they had a big celebration in Minneapolis at Paisley Park. So, a lot of discussion this week about Prince and Michael Jackson. But, listen, I'm sorry that I couldn't get into this all earlier. I'm just chasing my kids all around Rockefeller Center, you guys. It's called Bring Your Kid to Work Day and Lose Your Mind.
That is great.
So the movie is really music focused.
The movie is music focused, but it's a lot about how lonely Michael Jackson was, how he didn't have any friends growing up. How the animals were his friends. He had imaginary friends. And so, it depicts a very close relationship with his siblings, especially his mother. It's really eye-opening. I didn't know that much about Michael's childhood. And I really enjoyed it. And again, the music was great. And they really depict him as a genius.
Is there a lot of any of his relationship with Quincy Jones in the making of the records?
I know where you're going.
Quincy has a huge role in this film.
Okay.
And, you see them in the studio working on everything together. And Quincy has is a huge part of it in Motown as well.
Jeff has a question that he's praying to God that the answer is going to be yes.
Final question, because this is going to decide if I go to see it in the theater or not. So they're making the album Thriller. Is there any mention or any scene of them talking about Eddie Van Halen playing the guitar solo in Beat It?
No, there isn't. They do. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. You're not going to see it now?
I may wait till it comes on streaming. I'm not going to go to the theater. How are you going to miss that?
That's Jeff's favorite band.
Okay, how about this?
His favorite band.
Do they even have mentioning Vincent Price doing the voiceover in the song Thriller?
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember. A big role is the man who played Michael Jackson's lawyer. He's also a big producer on this film.
Yeah.
He was a lawyer for the Beach Boys. He has a prominent role. And Michael Jackson getting all of his plastic surgery. Michael Jackson's, relationship with his father. His relationship with his mother. That's really it. And then they show him hospitalized. I don't want to give away too much, his hair being burned on the Pepsi commercial set. That's a big portion of the film. And that leads you to believe that that's how he got addicted to painkillers later in his life. So it's really eye-opening. Yeah. But guys, I got to go because I got to be on the air. I got to go on television.
All right. What are you talking about on TV? Can you tease it, or is that not allowed? Because, I don't know.
Yeah, of course I can. I mean, it's just about Warner Brothers, Discovery, and Paramount, that deal going through. As long as the government agrees, it looks as though David Ellison will end up being the most powerful man in Hollywood once he owns Warner Brothers, Discovery, and he's combining it with Paramount. So
Wow.
sometime later this year, it's going to be one big company. So we'll definitely have to chat more about that on another episode.
Yeah.
Today with Chole.
I like Today with Chole. Matter of fact, the shows just keep continuing. If you come up with something else, we'll just pop you up again. 2 times it's Today with Chole. We love her. We love NBC, the Today Show, and all things Chole. Special thanks to NBC in New York for you and the stories. Take care and have a good one.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye. All right, that was good. We got it in, so we'll finish that off. Obviously, we've teased to a guest in studio that you will see on Monday's show. You don't want to miss Monday's show. Show him Ken. Let him see him.
I did. Yeah.
Oh, there he is. There's Ken.
Yeah.
Ken, I'm going to put a different sign behind you for Monday's show. Something. I mean, I love the Red, White, and Green. That's another show that I'm on, and it's about Americans that love money. But I've got a cool sign right there to put behind you. So
the waveform, the music, the waveform.
Because he is an artiste. And we will get into that. Special thanks to all of our sponsors for Chole popping back in after the show had ended. This is the Yeah Come On Show, a 4-hour Atlanta radio show done in 30 minutes. That was done in 10, and it's live without a net. So boom, that's why it happened the way it did.